realized while we were talking, I was talking as if Texas was a Big 12 team.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
They're SEC
now.
Yeah. Right. That's what I was kind of wondering. Well, what do you mean when BYU play Texas? They're not going to. They wouldn't play until the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah. Playoffs.
But they might play in the playoffs.
They might.
You know, what I love, and I see this every time BYU is good. Every time they have a good season going, opposing coaches, and Gundy just did it this week because we play Oklahoma State. They throw out the age factor.
Oh, shut up.
Every time.
Gundy did not. Did he really say something?
Yeah. They use euphemisms like, it's a very mature team. It's the most mature team.
Oh, boy.
This is a mature team, or these are grown men.
He knows he's going to get his ass kicked. That's why.
Yeah. Like it's almost unfair that they have grown men playing against
Oklahoma
my
State
guys.
is not as good as they should be.
Barely out of middle school.
Yeah.
Some of these guys have wives and kids. They're eligible for Social Security benefits.
So do yours.
But first of all, if I might address this for just a moment, because it drives me out of my mind.
It's agonizing.
The average age of this year's team is like 21.6. 21 years old, 21 and a half years old. With the average age of players at other schools is 21 years old.
Okay.
Is 6 months a big deal?
Well, I mean, they are older.
Eligibility is eligibility.
There you go.
And if Oklahoma State, if they want to change their setup for football, then they could. They could.
I
have
like
some
Gundy
artificial.
too. I like Gundy. I mean,
I like him too.
And they've always had really good teams. But he doesn't have a great team this year.
No,
and they're really struggling.
Yeah, and so he's making his excuses
absolutely.
already. And the second thing is the reason for any age difference at all is because a lot of members of the team have gone on missions, right, for 2 years. So here we go. Yeah, because these kids devote 2 years of their lives to focus on Jesus and service to humanity, not football.
Jeffy,
they can't play football. They can't practice. They can't work out in any meaningful way. And who knows what they get to eat, depending on what country they're in. They might come out of some third world nation. They're in Uganda for 2 years. They're not getting great nutritional value out of it. So they come back, and they're out of shape. They don't have that killer mindset. You know, and a lot of times they don't even play because you can't shake off that mission rust.
Right.
So it's been, by the time they do get back to playing football, it's been 3 years. Are you telling me that's an advantage? No. It's insanity.
I don't know that I'd heard.
Pisses me off.
I don't know that I'd heard the excuse mission rust.
Mission
I
rust.
love that. That's a good band name right
that's
there.
That's a good one, yeah.
That is a band name
and
waiting to happen.
It's also true.
Sure.
Plus,
I'm not arguing with it. I'm just
the last thing is on this. If it's such a big advantage, why isn't every team in college football doing it?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Georgia and Alabama should be sending their players to Uganda and Brazil for 2 years and tell them you can't practice.
So but they're not doing that. We're pretty sure about that.
Doing that.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear your mature discussion about BYU.
Now, I know you don't need me to tell you this, but just looking ahead here, your 6-0 Cougars from BYU. The next their last 6 games, nobody's ranked.
They're all winnable.
I know.
Yeah, they're winnable games.
Oh, definitely.
They're gonna.
Yeah. And it looked like, Utah would be a ranked team.
They're
Big 12
championship? Or there's
a Big 12
still
championship.
Big 12 championship, right? Yeah, because you got to win the conference.
So they'd probably play
win the
Iowa
conference.
State if they.
Oh yeah, Iowa State's really good. Yeah,
they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it could be Kansas State. They could crush them again.
Right. Yeah.
Wax them for the second time this season. That's possible.
I've always been a big go Cougs.
Yeah, I
Go
see that.
Cougs.
Yeah, I see that.
Actually, I'm not ready to do that yet. We still have some hope in Lincoln.
Yeah, you've only lost once, right?
We lost once in overtime.
Fortunately, that doesn't eliminate you from playoff contention anymore.
Couple
That's great.
Big games, scary games coming up here though. Indiana, and Ohio State,
unbeaten Indiana, Ohio State next week.
Following that, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Don't be looking ahead, boys.
Yeah. Right? Well, you can't afford to because Indiana's
no way.
I know.
Yeah, Indiana's great.
I know this.
We talked about Indiana last week because their coach is from James Madison.
Right.
They hired him.
Yeah, they brought him in. Remember, because we talked about him going, why would you? I questioned why he would go to Indiana. We talked about it still being in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
and they were even as a struggling university, it's in the Big Ten.
Right.
So they're still got.
Yeah.
And he's turning them around.
big time.
Yeah.
They are 6-0 for the first time since 1967. This guy is quite
awesome.
Quite the football coach.
By the way,
maybe slightly better than even Tim Walz. I don't know if that were possible, but now I'm just getting ridiculous.